And then we all turn. It seemed like at the same time we turn and we see something. Now, in my mind, I'm like, that's ginormous. What is it? And it doesn't categorize. So that's all I remember thinking is this isn't categorizing in my head. This isn't categorizing. It's trying to find a place. I'm like, I don't even know what that thing is. It's huge. And so in my mind, I'm like, is it a bison? Like there's bison in the Badlands. We've seen them all day. We see them all week. Is it I'm like, it's way bigger than a bison. And it is on two legs.
The history of our Earth is so different from what we can imagine.
Enjoy the journey.
The Smithsonian, that if they found out about a large skeleton somewhere, was to go get it.
I'm going to assume at least one person is right, because if one person's right, it busts the paradigm.
It all goes back to the fallen cherub. And the problem with the modern day church, they have a very truncated view of the supernatural.
This backdrop that's just pregnant with all kinds of meaning associated with this Mount Hermon event.
Welcome to Blurry Creatures.
And this guy defects from the kingdom. That's a big deal.
You tuned into Blurry Creatures. This week we got a fun one for you. Some of our bonus material, we interview people who've seen weird stuff. Sometimes our main feed, we talk about to more experts and theologians and authors and people who've put in their 10,000 hours to kind of understand what this stuff is. And then, sometimes we bring the fun stuff of people seeing things. And this whole family had an encounter, and they're all on this episode, The Beast of the Badlands. And I've been to the Badlands. It's interesting part. It's the drive kind of going towards Mount Rushmore in that area. It's a weird part of the United States, and I think there's a lot of weird, blurry stuff that goes on in those northern states up there. But this family had an encounter with something that we don't know. It's in that big, dark, hairy, scary file.
It is.
What do you think? What do you think, Luke?
Yeah, no, it's just fun. I mean, we talk about credibility, right? And you have, a family with 5 kids that are on an RV trip across the country, and they have this encounter. Because of the nature of where we go, what we traffic in, and the topics that we cover, we get a ton of people that reach out and have these crazy encounters. And some of these are so interesting. We allow a place, and we want to be a platform for these stories to be told. And this family had a really interesting encounter. As you said, the Badlands of South Dakota. It's a lunar type landscape, really desolate, and as we're going to find out, there are things out there
that go bump in the Badlands.
They bump in the Badlands, and and so we're gonna get, this is fun, we're gonna get a bunch of different
sounds like a bad hip-hop album.
It does, yeah, probably from the Bay Area back in the 90s. Now we're gonna get a bunch of different point of views in this, Nate. We're gonna, the adults,
the whole fam,
and also the kids and what they experienced, and you can decide for yourself. Was it a dog man? Was it a Sasquatch? Or was it something else?
Yeah. Shout out to the parents who took all those kids around the country. That is an undertaking of its own. But they took a pit stop to take a leak, and who knew what they were going to get themselves into. But appreciate this show and everyone who supports it. If you want to become a member, blurrycreatures.com/members. You give people a voice out there to share their encounters. And like we've heard a million times on the show, people piece it together after the fact, because people are coming on our show and being brave to share their experiences, sometimes for the very first time. And you guys provide a place for people to feel comfortable. And I know we do too, but you come on our show and you tell your stories for the first time. We can't say thank you enough. So head over, become a member. We got a members only chat October 23rd, and just a lot of cool stuff coming in. We got multiple events coming up, more events. Yes. And Costa Rica's around the corner, so there's a lot of reasons to become a member. You get to chat with the other members, and the benefits keep rolling.
We do. Yeah, we've got
that time cop.
You get first crack at tickets, merch discounts. You get exclusive and private channels for members to discuss all things blurry, to meetups, barbecues, and of course you get a chance to get all the extra content. And so. That's right. So come on down. Water's warm. And as we're saying this, Nate, The beasts of the Badlands, Nate. Let's bring on Russell, Janae, and the entire family to tell about their wild encounter in the wilds
of the Badlands.